Good morning, Tiffany, Joe, and Mike. We're here to do some training, some body mechanics training for you today. We're going to talk about two things. One, we're going to talk about the power lift breath, which will help you when you're lifting heavy objects, whether you're doing it in a two-person lift or not. And then the second thing we're going to talk about is protecting your shoulder throughout the day with your work activities. So the power lift breath is really important. If you've seen power lifters, if you've ever seen anybody on TV, or if you are a lifter, when you actually do the movement, so when you actually lift the couch, that's when you're going to actually do a strong breath out. Not a little whisper sweet nothing in your ear breath, but a really nice strong power breath out. And what that does is it tightens your abdominals, so it gives you a bracing mechanism on the inside, and actually has been shown to decrease the pressure in your discs and prevent blowing your discs out the back. So it's very, very important. So we got Mike here and Joe, tall and the short of it, right? You're not all the same height when you do things, so you guys are, so they're gonna show you the power lift breath. Good job. And then set it down nice and slow. And I'll have you do it one more time. So they're connecting, okay? So they're connecting on when to lift the couch or the object, and they're actually adding that power lift breath. Okay, so let's try it one more time. Let it go. Very good. So if you put your hands on your hip, on your stomach here, and you don't just breathe normally, you don't feel anything, right? But if you do that power lift breath out, you can feel the tension. And so what that does is sets you up to prevent back injuries, and you give yourself the, even if you're not having a strong core, if you don't have a real strong core, it will give you that strength and that support. So that's the first thing. So the second point we're going to talk about today is the shoulder and really protecting the shoulder. The shoulder joint is a great thing because it can do like 1,500 motions. But when you have a lot of motion, you lose stability. So when you have a lot of mobility, we lack stability. So the shoulder requires a lot of muscle power to keep it safe. And so it's one of those joints that you want to just try to protect because it's always going to have weakness and always be susceptible to injury. And so one of the things I want to kind of go through is 3 points, things that I want you to work on to kind of prevent shoulder. So the first thing is thumbs up. So the guys are going to do this arms up overhead motion. Okay, your thumbs are in the air and you come back down. It feels pretty good. Now turn your thumbs down and bring your arms up over your head. Notice there's increased tension, there's less range of motion, and so when you come back down, if you want to keep your thumb in an up position. So whenever you're working or doing tasks, you want to think, is my thumb in the up position? It's just the way we're designed. It's an easy way to take pressure off your shoulder joint. The second thing I want to talk about is the guys who turn and face each other. And I want you to slouch, okay? So normal posture, right? So when you're slouching, normal posture, and then you kind of bring your arm up over your head. Yeah, don't hit each other, there you go. And down, you lose a lot of range of motion. You start pinching the muscles against that roof of the shoulder. Go ahead and come back down. So now I want you to squeeze your shoulder blade a little bit, okay? And then when you bring your arm up overhead, okay, it opens it up and you have a lot more range, less pinching going on there. So just a shoulder blade squeeze, just a small shoulder blade squeeze can improve that and take the roof of your shoulder from being pointed forward to opening it up. You give yourself a lot of range of motion. And then the last point, go ahead and face the camera. The last point is avoid end range, right? What's end range? It's the end of your range. So if you're reaching overhead, it's here. If you're reaching behind you, it's here. But we are not strong in our end range. So we want to keep you out of end range. And what we're going to do is Mike's going to show you when he's kind of pulling back this couch, how he's kind of he's not reaching up to the top of the couch. He's trying to maintain his thumbs in the up position. His shoulder blades are back. And now he's setting himself up for a really good protection of that shoulder. Okay, and then we'll have Joe come in. I mean, the differences are, night and day, tall and short, hair and no hair. So sometimes you might have, if it's carton, you might even have a grab handle here, but you might figure out based on your height what that might be at your end range or not. So you really want to stop reaching and try to keep that shoulder blade back, thumb up, and stay out of the end range. So that's our second point to protect your shoulder.